Oh, well, I have church on Sunday, but I mean, it's different schedules.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Cool. Welcome.
Yeah,
You know,
thanks.
do you have all the stuff? Do you have the service?
Yeah, she gave me this. I think this will
Nice.
run down. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Well, if you get a little bit lost, make a panicked face at me, and I'll just bring over a link book.
Oh, okay. Sarah Foot.
Sarah Foot.
Do you
Yep.
know Andrew Foot or?
Wait, do you know Andrew Foot?
Yeah, the tuba player.
He's my brother.
Oh shit.
I love him.
Um, I hope so.
Obviously. Wait, how do you know Andrew? Were you a Duke? Is that how this happened?
Yeah, yeah. I went to JMU.
Oh, right on.
Let me think. I get confused with who's dating who's.
Well, he married Gracie, the flute player.
Okay.
Yeah.
I knew of him sort of.
Yeah, well,
I was friends with Rebecca. I don't.
Hine ma tovu manaim, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tovu manaim, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tov, hine ma tov. Ya la la, ya la 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 la. Hine matov, hine matov. Ya la la, ya la 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 la. Hine matov umanaim. Shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matov umanaim. Shevet achim gam yachad. Shabbat shalom. Welcome to Congregation Ormi, especially if it's been a while since you've joined us for Shabbat. Welcome to those joining us from home through our live stream, and a very special welcome to our piano player tonight, Doug. Thank you for playing while Patricia is in Israel. We begin our service together on the bottom of page 1 with a proclamation, and please join me reading in English. Tonight we gather together to bring out the best, both in ourselves and in the larger world. No matter how challenging or discouraging various aspects of life may seem, we actively remember and now proclaim together that this world still has much loveliness, many beautiful and splendid things, blue waves whitened on a cliff, soaring fire that sways and sings, and children's sweet faces looking up, holding wonder like a cup, overflowing with awe for the infinite surprises yet to be discovered in this vast and magnificent world. And now we're going to learn a song that's on this little handout. This is a song that I think I first learned from Rachel at camp. The first part, not such authentic Hebrew words, hey ya ho, but we'll try that part. So the melody for that part goes, hey ya, hey ya, hey ya, hey ya, hey ya, hey ya, hey ya ho. Let's try that. Hey ya, hey ya, hey ya, hey ya, hey ya, hey ya, hey ya ho. Hey ya, hey ya, hey ya, hey ya, hey ya, hey ya, hey ya ho. Then it goes up. Hey ya, hey ya, hey ya, hey ya, hey ya, hey ya, hey ya ho. Let's try all of that together. Hey ya, hey ya, hey ya, hey ya, hey ya, hey ya, hey ya ho. Hey ya, hey ya, hey ya, hey ya, hey ya, hey ya, hey ya ho. Hey ya, hey ya, hey ya, hey ya, hey ya, hey ya, hey ya ho. Then we'll do kind of repeat after me, starting with the Hebrew. Adama, Adama, Vishamayim, Vishamayim, Chom ha'esh, Chom ha'esh, Tzlil hamayim. And then we stop the repeat and we go straight to together. Ani margish zot begufi beruchi benishmati. Try the ani margish. Ani margish zot begufi beruchi benishmati. Back to the heyas. Heya, 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 ho. Heya, 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 ho. Heya, 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 ho. Now repeat in English. Love the earth, and the sky. Heat of fire, rush of water. I can feel it in my body, in my spirit, in my soul. Heya, 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 ho. Heya, 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 ho. Heya, 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 ho. You ready?
I can't remember it.
At the Oneg. We'll try. All right, we continue on page 3 with the sun. Have you ever seen anything in your life more wonderful than the way the sun every evening, relaxed and easy, floats toward the horizon and into the clouds or the hills or the rumpled sea and is gone? And how it slides again out of the blackness every morning on the other side of the world like a red flower streaming upward on its heavenly oils, say, on a morning in early summer, as its perfect imperial at its perfect imperial distance. And have you ever felt for anything such wild love? Do you think there is anywhere in any language a word billowing enough for the pleasure that fills you as the sun reaches out, as it warms you as you stand there empty-handed? I'd like to invite up Sarah to light our Shabbat candles. We are on page 4.
To light candles in all the worlds, that is Shabbat. To light Shabbat candles is a soul leap into a splendid sea, which holds the mystery of the fire of sunset. Lighting the candles transforms my room into a river of light. My heart sets peacefully like the sun in an emerald waterfall. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu b'chad l'ner shel Shabbat.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat. And at this point in our service, we think of the week that has passed, and we hold on to all of the good things from this past week. So if you had an experience that inspired gratitude, if you have some good news to share, no matter how big or how small, I invite you to share that joy with the community now. Ezra?
So I am starting school back in the fall, but since, my work has decided, hey, if you're starting school back in the fall, we can just, move you over to part-time and you'll get, the same hours, just different,
Awesome.
And so I switched to part-time, and since they switched me to part-time so early, I've kind of decided that since I get residency in May, I've decided to start school in the summer semester.
Oh, wonderful. I'm glad you get to start your program very soon. Sarah?
Two things. My mom started a new job this week
Mazel
and
tov.
celebrated her birthday at the same time because she's an overachiever.
Brings a cake to the first day of work.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's how you make friends.
It is.
And then my dad is here visiting with us.
Welcome. We're so glad to have you. Anything else we're grateful for this week? Yeah, Mitchell?
Oh, just I'm thankful to be back, to return. Thankful for safe travels on the highways around D.C., Maryland. A lot of times this week, I recognize anytime I go driving up there, it could be the last time. There's nothing like California does still. But, and I'm thankful also that my work accommodated me for the work I was doing on Friday to actually move that to Saturday. So just thankful for great.
Good. I'm glad you're safe and sound and able to be with us on Fridays. Daniela?
Oh, I learned how to use a new machine, a new bronchoscope for pregnancy and something like that.
That's so cool. Mazel tov. So we thank God for all of these blessings, including the blessing of simply being alive for this moment in time with the words of Shehechianu near the bottom of page 5. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam Shehechianu v'kimanu v'higianu lazman hazeh Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam Shehechianu v'kimanu v'higianu lazman hazeh Amen. And I'd like to invite up Terrence to lead us in our first reading, which cannot be found in our prayer book, so we'll just pray with our ears by listening.
With your ears. I'll take it out. All right. And God said, "This is a beautiful world that I have given you. Take care of it. Do not ruin it." It is said before the world was created, the Holy One kept creating worlds and destroying them. Finally, this world was created and found satisfactory. And God said to Adam, "This is the last world I shall make. I place it in your hands. Hold it in trust."
Thank you, Terrence. And we continue in the middle of page 6 with holy curiosity. The important thing is to not stop questioning. Curiosity has its own reasons for existing. One cannot help but be in awe when she contemplates the mysteries of eternity, of life, of the marvelous structure of reality. It is enough if one tries to comprehend a little of this mystery every day. Never lose a holy curiosity. And we continue on page 8 with Lecha Dodi. Lecha Dodi likrat kala B'nei Shabbat nekabela Lecha Dodi likrat kala B'nei Shabbat nekabela Lecha Dodi Lecha Dodi likrat kala B'nei Shabbat nikabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala. Pene Shabbat nikabela. Shamor v'zachor b'dibor echad. Ishmi'anu el hamyuchad. Adonai echad u'shemo echad. L'shemo tiferet v'litzila. Lecha dodi. Lecha dodi likrat kala. Pene Shabbat nikabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala. Pene Shabbat nikabela. Likrat Shabbat lechu v'nelcha. Ki hi mekor habracha. Merosh mikadem nesucha. Sof maaseh b'machshava tchila. Lecha dodi. Lecha dodi likrat kala. Pene Shabbat nikabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala. Pene Shabbat nikabela. Hitoreri. Kiva orech kumi ori. Uri shir daberi. Kevod Adonai alaich nigla. Lecha dodi. Lecha dodi likrat kala. Pene Shabbat nikabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala. Pene Shabbat nikabela. And we rise together and face the entrance to symbolically welcome in the presence of Shabbat. Boi v'shalom ateret bala. Gam besimcha uvetzola. Tochem uneam segula. Boi chala, boi chala. Lecha dodi. Lecha dodi likrat kala. Pene Shabbat nikabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala. Pene Shabbat nikabela. The top of page 9. Awe in the outdoors. The moments that I feel the most imbued with a sense of awe are always the moments when I am outdoors. I cannot help but feel a certain sense of wonder. I become almost filled with it. We remain standing for our official call to worship, the Baruch Hu, in the middle of page 9. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Baruch Hu et Adonai hamivorach. Baruch Adonai hamivorach. Hamivorach leolam vaed. Please be seated. I'd like to invite up Mitchell to lead us in another reading.
Shabbat shalom, everybody.
Shabbat shalom.
I used to journey at the heat of a summer's day to the kingdom of magnificent tranquility, to the forest's dense thickets. There, between God's trees, which had not heard the axe's echo, on a path known only to the wolf and the mighty hunter, I used to wander whole hours by myself, uniting with my heart and with my God until I came, stepping over, passing between golden snares, to the Holy of Holies in the forest, the pupil of its eye.
And Ray, do you have an English read?
Rest is not idleness, and to lie sometimes on the grass under trees on a summer's day, listening to the murmur of the water or watching the clouds float across the sky is by no means a waste of time. This is how we truly connect with the earth and learn to love all of God's creation.
Thank you, Ray. And please rise for the Shema, the bottom of page 11. Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Le'olam Va'ed. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Please be seated. Page 12. V'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavcha u'b'chol nafshecha u'b'chol me'odecha v'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavecha hayom al levavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam b'shivtecha b'veitecha u'v'lechtecha v'derech u'v'shochbecha u'v'kumecha u'kshartam leot al yadecha v'hayu letotafot b'neinecha u'chtavtam al mezuzot beitecha u'visharecha Leman tizkeru v'asitem et kol mitzvotai v'tem kadoshim lelohechem ani Adonai Elohechem asher hotzeiti adchem me'eretz Mitzrayim liot lachem lelohim ani Adonai Elohechem. Page 13, Radical Amazement. Our goal should be to live life in radical amazement, Let us get up in the morning and look at the world in a way that takes nothing for granted. Everything is phenomenal. Everything is incredible. Never treat life casually. To be spiritual is to be amazed. We continue with a song of amazement, Mi Chamocha, the middle of page 13. Ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la la ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la la ya la 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 ya la 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 Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai Mi kamocha netar b'kodesh Nora tehilot osefele Nora tehilot osefele. Page 14. Time to rest. What is this life if, full of care, we have no time to stop and just stare? Continue with Vishamru, celebrating that break we take each week for Shabbat. Vishamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat Lasot et ha-Shabbat Ledorotam berit olam Vishamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat Lasot et ha-Shabbat Ledorotam berit olam Beini uvein b'nei Yisrael Oti leolam Oti leolam Vishamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat Lasot et ha-Shabbat Ledorotam berit olam Ki sheshet yamim asa Adonai et ha-shamayim v'et ha'aretz Vishamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat Lasot et ha-Shabbat Ledorotam berit olam Uvayom hashvi Shavat v'nafash Shavat v'nafash Shavat v'nafash Vishamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat Lasot et ha-Shabbat Ledorotam berit olam. I'd like to invite up Ezra to lead us in a reading.
Honey or honey?
Honi.
Honey, okay. Okay, I hope everyone can hear me. All right. One day, Honi was journeying, and he saw a man planting a carob tree. He asked, "How long does it take for this tree to bear fruit?" The man replied, 70 years. Honi asked him, "Are you certain that you will live another 70 years?" The man replied, "I found carob trees in the world, as my ancestors planted those for me. So now do I plant for my children."
Thank you. Please rise for our central prayer, the Amidah, the bottom of page 14. Adonai sifatai tiftach ufi yagi tehilatecha Adonai, open up my lips, that my mouth may declare your glory. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu v'Elohei avotenu v'imotenu, Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzchak, v'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Leah, v'Elohei Rachel, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, V'Konei Hakol, V'Zocher Chasdei Avot V'Imahot, Umevi Gula Lifnei V'neihem, L'ma'an Shemo Be'ahava, Melech Ozer U'Moshia U'Makim. Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham ve'Ezrat Sarah. Tagibor le'olam Adonai, Mechaye hakol, Atarav lehoshia. Mechalkel chayim bechesed, Mechaye hakol berachamim rabim. Somech noflim v'rofech olim, umatir asurim, umekayem emunato, lishenei afar, michamocha ba'al gevurot, umidom elach, Melech meimit umechaye umatzmiach Yeshua v'ne'eman ata lachayot ha'kol Baruch atah Adonai mechaye ha'kol. Please be seated. We continue with a quiet moment for personal prayer or reflection. Page 16. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Ki ata hu melech adon lechol hashalom. Ki ata hu melech adon lechol hashalom. Shalom Rav al Yisrael amcha tasim leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael amcha tasim leolam. V'tov b'einecha levarech et amcha Yisrael b'chol עת ובכל שעה בשלומך. Shalom Rav al Yisrael amcha tasim leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael amcha tasim leolam. Tasim leolam. Tasim leolam. At this point in our service, we think of loved ones who are in need of healing. Tonight we think of Jessica Crow, Amanda Furman, Jessica Gill, the father of Delphine Lewis, Beth Levine, Rabbi Jerry Levy, Natalie Rayner. Are there other loved ones whose healing we wish to pray for?
Joseph Fryman and Steve Parker.
Joseph Jamala.
With the power of community, we pray for their refuah shlema, their complete healing of body and or spirit, with the words of Misha Berach found at the bottom of page 18. Misha Berach avotenu mikor habracha leimotenu. May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing. And let us say, Amen. Misha Berach imotenu mikor habracha leavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen. And earlier this week was Yom HaShoah, the Holocaust Memorial Day marked on the Jewish calendar rather than on the international calendar. So in honor and memory of those who perished, I offer this special El Malei Rachamim prayer. El Malei Rachamim shochen b'meromim, Hamtzei menucha nechona tachat kanfei hashchina, b'malot kedoshim u'taharim kezohar harakia, mazhirim et nishmot 6 million achenu v'achiotenu shenehergu al kiddush Hashem. Ba'al harachamim yastirem beseter knafav leolamim v'yitzrar b'yitzrar chaim et nishmatam. Adonai hu nachalatam, ve'anuchu b'shalom al mishkavam, v'nomar Amen. Fully compassionate God on high, to our 6 million brothers and sisters murdered because they were Jews, grant clear and certain rest with you in the lofty heights of the sacred and pure, whose brightness shines like the very glow of heaven. Source of mercy, forever enfold them in the embrace of your wings, secured their souls in eternity. Adonai, they are yours. They will rest in peace. Amen. So this week has 2 Torah portions called Tazria and Metzora. And both of these portions from the book of Leviticus discuss purification rituals and a condition called tzara'at, which can affect human beings as well as the larger environment. When someone suspects a case of tzara'at, they are instructed to consult an expert on the issue. In biblical times, this meant consulting a Kohen, or an Israelite priest, who had been trained to understand the ins and outs of this condition and its treatment. These tzara'at experts were respected community members who would travel to people's homes and look at details such as the color of mold growing on their walls to help them determine the appropriate steps to take. When these experts met a person afflicted by tzara'at, which caused discoloration of the skin, they would likewise diagnose the condition and share a cleansing ritual to bring healing to that individual. Many people today would find it strange to ask a priest to examine their rash or moldy wall. We now have a different set of experts, modern scientists rather than ancient priests, whom we can turn to for advice on such matters. Today's scientists have even more tools to understand these conditions, their causes, and their remedies. And yet, many people today ignore the expert advice of scientists on matters of public health and environmental concerns. They do not see how modern pollution is similar to ancient Sara'at, which both require expert guidance in order to avoid further damage to the environment and negative impacts on people's health. When environmental scientists explain, for example, how factories are polluting our air and water, the factory owners don't want to be inconvenienced by this reality. It feels like too much of a hassle to temporarily pause production and make any changes to the way things operate. But the Torah teaches that it is crucial to pause in such cases so that we can carefully examine and improve the situation. When Tzara'at affected a building, the homeowner had to remove the moldy stone or source of contamination from their walls. It wasn't exactly convenient to remove a large stone from the middle of a heavy wall, but it was necessary for the well-being of the owner, their family, and their whole community. The source of contamination then had to be safely contained in a location far away from the community so that other people, stones, fabrics, and so on could not be contaminated by it. In extreme cases, sometimes the entire house had to be demolished. While few would be ecstatic about such a case, it was understood that these actions were for the greater good. People did not want Tzara'at to spread everywhere. Similarly, if we do not want the environmental impact of human behavior to spread to every corner of the earth, we also have to be willing to pause, reflect, and make some crucial changes. Energy companies would have to make the biggest changes, as fossil fuels are by far the largest contributor to global climate change. Fossil fuels account for over 75% of greenhouse gas emissions and nearly 90% of all carbon dioxide emissions. Of course, these changes in our energy sources would affect numerous aspects of modern life, as we currently rely on oil, gas, and coal for so many energy needs that could be met in other ways. Current scientists have already discovered some energy alternatives and been working on other environmental solutions, such as biodegradable plastics. But we need to support their ongoing work, just as the Israelites supported the work of the experts in their own time. Judaism teaches that we are partners in creation with God. The Torah describes in Genesis chapter 1 how God created the air, water, plants, and animals before us, and then instructed the first human beings, le'ovda u'leshomra, to work and protect this planet. Later, the Torah teaches us not to destroy fruit-bearing trees, which the rabbis of the Talmud developed into the larger principle of bal tashchit, or not destroying precious resources. Both of these mitzvot fall under the wider framework of tikkun olam, or repairing the world. Another aspect of tikkun olam, or repairing the world, is preparing the next generation to be good stewards of the earth. This could start with reading books to children about taking care of the planet, just as we read the Torah to learn how to take care of people and places affected by Tzara'at. It could also start with camping trips. I recently read about a young man named Joseph Goldstein whose parents started taking him camping in northern Minnesota when he was a young boy. He absolutely fell in love with the wilderness during these camping trips as he looked up at the trees and stars or spent time canoeing in its pristine waters. These early childhood experiences led him to become an advocate for the Boundary Waters canoe area as a teenager, when companies proposed to create copper mines that would contaminate the area's rivers, lakes, and groundwater with sulfuric acid and heavy metals. Before he was old enough to vote, Joseph Goldstein learned how to talk with policymakers and educate them on the environmental impact of sulfide ore copper mining. He then went on to start his own advocacy group called Kids for the Boundary Waters so that other young people could learn how to protect the environment. If this all began with parents simply taking their child camping, imagine the impact we could have by encouraging the children in our own lives to love and learn about our world. Perhaps a child born today will make a breakthrough discovery that can reverse some of the negative effects of climate change, simply because their family and community encouraged their interest in scientific exploration from a young age. While not all children will become scientists themselves, we can still encourage the next generation to respect the expertise of environmental experts the way our ancestors honored the expertise of the Israelite priests. May we strive to be the best role models we can so that generations to come continue the Jewish legacy of partnering with God and taking care of this beautiful and precious world. And let us say, Amen. So I'd like to invite up Sarah to share some brief announcements on behalf of the board.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone. And happy Earth Day. I think is that tomorrow or today? It's tomorrow. There we go. Yeah, it's the eve of Earth Day, so happy Earth Day Eve. We have a lot of things coming up, very exciting for the next couple of weeks, happening with and at ORME. So tomorrow we have Torah study. It's at 11 in the morning. That's going to be in person and virtual, so you can kind of tune in either way. The Intro to Judaism class is well underway with Rabbi Ahuva, but that's on Tuesday from 7 to 9 p.m. We also have a field trip to Oratid, Congregation Oratid, which is on Patterson Avenue, as many of you know, probably a little further west than us right here. And that is for the religious school folks and Torah tots and all of the youngins on April 30th. So all youngins are going to go check out Oratid. We also have the book club coming up on May 1st. This is a really long title of this book, but it sounds very interesting. Sons and Soldiers, Untold Stories of Jews Who Escaped the Nazis and Returned with the U.S. Army to Fight Hitler. Don't try to say that 3 times fast, but it sounds fascinating. And most, mark your calendars now. The Bon Air Interfaith Trialogue is coming up. This is something that ORME participates in year after year. It's going to be our congregation, St. Edward's Catholic Church, and the Islamic Center of Virginia, and some more area churches. Thank you. That's great. The Islamic Center is hosting the first event in the Trialogue, so that's going to be on Buford Road, and I said, mark your calendars. That's May 4th. Go ahead, show up, ask questions, listen, be part of the ORME team showing up there. We're also going to host one. And it's not on your announcements yet, but just know that is coming. It's out there. It's the third Thursday of May. You heard it here first, yes. And it's also listed in our weekly e-blast. If you don't have that coming to your inbox and you'd like to, just come talk to me. That's all I got for you. Shabbat Shalom.
All right, thank you, Sarah. We continue our service on page 20 with Aleinu. Please rise for the Aleinu prayer. Aleinu leshabeach ladon hakol, latet gedula liotze breshid, shelo asanu kegoye aratot, velo asamanu כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא, ונאמר, והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ, ביום ההוא, ביום ההוא, יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו echad. At this point in our service, we think of loved ones who have passed away recently or this time in years past. Tonight we remember with love Bradley Crow, father of Brian Crow, and the yahrzeit of Pearl Bronstein, grandmother of Terry Schneier, Marie Hartley, grandmother of Phoebe Geider, Carl Lichtenstein, father of Werner Lichtenstein, William Patton, father of Olivia and Denver Patton, Sylvia Seiden, mother-in-law of Fran Seiden, Helen Weinberg, mother of John Weinberg, Dennis Wiener, father of Jacqueline Wiener. Are there other loved ones we wish to remember tonight? Zichronam livracha, may their memories always be a blessing. We continue standing as a community of support for the Mourners Kaddish on page 21. Yit gadal v'yit kadash me rabba, bi'alma divrach hirute v'yamlich malchute, b'chayechon uvyomechon uvchaye dechol beit Yisrael, ba'agala v'zman kariv v'imru amen. Yehe shme rabba mevarach le'olam olomei almaya, yit barach v'yish tabach v'yit pa'ar v'yit romam v'yit naseh, v'yit hadar v'yit aleh v'yit halal shmei dekudesha brichu, le'ela mikol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechamata, da'amiran be'alma v'imru amen. Yehe shlama rabba min shemaya, v'chayim alenu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom bimromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, alenu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. May the source of peace send peace to all who mourn, and may we be a source of comfort for all who are bereaved. And let us say, please be seated. We conclude our service tonight in the middle of page 23 with Lo Yisa Goy. Shabbat Shalom. Thank you again to Doug for playing piano tonight. It's a great job, first time ever. Step right in. Thank you. And if you could kindly return your services to the table near the entrance and then join us in the back for Kiddush and Motzi, that would be great. Thank you again. Shabbat Shalom.